Okay, I'm Greg Tackett. I'm a retired senior executive for the Army, working as a subject matter expert in the field of defense, modeling and simulation, systems engineering, those kind of fields. Been doing this kind of work for over 35 years. So I've held a number of different leadership positions, both in the Army and on the outside world, and I do executive coaching, leadership development coaching for the University of Tennessee. I'm also an executive coach for a local company here in town that kind of farms me out to people who need some coaching. And I just do a lot of mentoring along the way and relationships that I have in various capacities as well.
Okay, so we're going to start with the first question.
Okay.
And so what is leadership?
Okay. Leadership is not management. That's what I would say. There's a lot of people who might be in leadership positions, but it's because they're good managers. And so I think leadership is about people. If you think you're leading and the only reason people are following you is because of your position or because of your management responsibilities, that's not leadership to me. So to me, leadership is about the people.
What do you feel is your leadership style?
Specifically relational leadership, and what I mean by that is my wife and I both actually were trained in relational ministries, and so I've applied that to my executive leadership as well. So what that means is you don't use people to get things done as a resource, because then people feel used and you're not it's not relevant for them, it's not meaningful for them or their job. So the question is, what do people need? Relational leadership is about understanding the underlying needs behind people's behavior, and rather than addressing behavior, hey, start doing this, stop doing that, you reach in and recognize that people need respect or attention or approval or security, and you make sure you address those things, and then a lot of times the behavior will take care of itself.
How do you lead through change?
So usually change involves a set of people who are very uncomfortable with change, and a set of people who have been bored and are ready for change, right? So getting the people on board who are ready for change is maybe the first and fun part, but not leaving behind the people who are afraid and uncomfortable with change is the key part for success. And so usually when there's change, there's a high need for security in the workplace. You know, is my job going to be okay? Am I going to be expected to do something I don't know how to do, that I'm unqualified for? Am I going to be put in a position I don't want to be in? Will I have to move from my comfy desk? And so all those things are security issues with people. So making sure that you address here's the things that won't change, here's the way we're going to take care of you through the change, here's the opportunities in the change, to bring along those people who are uncomfortable with change is the most important way for change to be effective. I think the other thing on what else would I tell someone is just professionalism first. When I talk about reputation and the importance of reputation, I've got a dear friend whose reputation is he's kind of unprofessional. He's really good at what he does technically, but he says the wrong thing in the wrong place. You don't want that getting out ahead of you. And so that's not the person you want to be, and that can undermine everything else. Doesn't matter how good you are, if you get that kind of reputation, then you're not professional. And a lot of other questions you might add, how do you deal with people in conflict? How do you deal with competition? The answer is professionalism first, always professionalism first, and people will respect you for that even when you're on the other side of the table.
Okay, well, thank you.
My pleasure. Bye now. Bye.